So the old legacy WNBA media did not think this was possible. They did not think this is possible. And I'm going to be talking about that in this video here. And we're not going to be naming any names. I'm not going to be showing any tweets because these people at this stage, they don't even deserve to be mentioned by name. But they are, the old WNBA media. And yeah, so we've got the old WNBA media and we got some ball knowers as well. Although I don't think the quote unquote ball knower said this, so I'm not gonna talk about that person. I just want to throw that out there if you saw the old Twitter beef there. But I don't know. And one thing I'll always say in sports, if you're gonna make takes and you make a dumb take, and somebody airs the take and laughs, you gotta laugh at some freezing cold takes. But anyway, a lot of people, once Sophie Cunningham got there, these same people were like, Sophie Cunningham, Sophie Cunningham is a perfect fit for the culture in Indiana. And not in a good way, in because of Sophie Cunningham, who she voted for president will fit in Indiana, even though the best player for Indiana is a person who didn't endorse Kamala Harris, but liked the post endorsing Kamala Harris and almost certainly leans very left. So suppose because of her, she's a good fit because I don't know. I actually don't know. These people don't talk basketball. And then when it came to Natasha Howard and DeWanna Bonner, when Natasha Howard signed for the Fever, every single comment was like, why would she do that? Does she not know about the fans? Does she not know about the fans? Her whole thing, literally, her reasoning for joining the Fever was essentially I want to get recognition. I want to get the recognition I deserve. I want to win. I want to get the recognition I deserve. That's why I'm going back home. I'll be happier playing Indiana. I like this team. I'll be excited to play. All of this type of stuff. So Indiana is one of the most attractive destinations. And then DeWanna Bonner. When Rebecca Lobo suggested, by the way, after they signed Natasha Howard that DeWanna Bonner was a possibility. And all the legacy media, and by the way, these are CBS journalists, NBC journalists, said, why would DeWanna Bonner go to the Indiana Fever? Why would any person that looks like DeWanna Bonner or Natasha Howard or Aaliyah Boston or Kelsey Mitchell or any of these people want to go to Fever? These were the same people, by the way, that were calling Kelsey Mitchell a COON because she was defending Caitlin Clark in the exit interviews. And she was defending the Fever fan because her and Erica Wheeler, because they defended the Fever fans in interviews. I'm like, I've heard as much racist stuff said by those people. And by the way, those people, the people I'm talking about, did not say those words. Sorry, I do want to clarify that. These were just random Twitter people that did use the COON word towards Kelsey Mitchell and what's her name? Erica Wheeler. And you've got which is horrible. It's a horrible thing to say. When we talk about pure basketball, and that's the thing with these people, when you've got the NE or CW working for these big networks, basically talking nothing about basketball and not about why Natasha Howard's best fit was Indiana, not about why DeWanna Bonner's best fit on the court by a mile was Indiana. Getting to play with Caitlin Clark, getting to play with Aaliyah Boston, two of the least selfish top tier players in the W. Of course, an unbelievable thing. It was unbelievable. But these people, when DeWanna Bonner signed, everything was she doesn't know about the fans. Of course she does know about these fans. Of course she knows about social media fans. DeWanna Bonner posted basically once on social media last year, and it was because Chicago Sky fans, after Alyssa Thomas chokeslammed Angel Reese, started saying that there was domestic abuse going on, and she had to clear that up. She had to come out on social media once last year, and it was about the damn Angel Reese fans, who are equally as crazy in the opposite way. Anytime there is a Fnatic fan base, there are going to be crazy people. In every Fnatic fan base, there are crazy people that are fans of Caitlin Clark. There are crazy people that are fans of Angel Reese. There are crazy South Carolina fans. There are crazy Aces fans. There are crazy Paige Beckers fans. There will be crazy Juju Watkins fans. There are the bigger, like, people don't realize this. The bigger the fan group, I would say no matter what fandom there is probably a very similar percentage of people that are nuts. And the problem is, the bigger the fan base, that small percentage becomes a larger amount of people. And that's what these people don't understand. All that these people see, all these players see is, I can go to Gamebridge Field, I can play with Caitlin Clark, I can, if you're Breanna Bonner, who's been playing 35 plus minutes, I can play 25 minutes a game. I can play 25 minutes a game and still put up 13 points per game on 25 minutes. I've got an elite backup in Sophie Cunningham for my position, a pretty good backup in Lexi Hull, and we've got a team. I've got Caitlin Clark, who in those minutes will find me open more than any other player in the W, outside of Alyssa Thomas. But like, if she goes to the Mercury, because they don't have the depth, she was going to have to start and play huge minutes. She's going to have to start and play huge minutes, and they probably pay the Fever paying her near max. Fever probably have more money than the Mercury as well. Can we forget about that? The Fever probably had the most money to offer her. So, like, it made perfect sense. But these people that were talking about it don't know ball. Like, when they were saying their reasons for Breanna Bonner not going to the Fever had nothing to do with basketball. And the reasons for, like, and all these people were coming out being like, oh, the Fever aren't going to sign a free agency. Why would any free agent want to sign there? Because for all basketball, you will get paid more money. The sport becomes easier. And I'm sorry, day in, day out, you are getting to practice, you are getting to play with a team that just makes basketball fun. When you are playing in a free-flowing offensive system where the ball moves, where you have an unselfish point guard, where you know if you get open, the ball's coming to your hands, like, that is fun basketball. And all of these players know, especially with the vets, like a Natasha Howard, like a Breanna Bonner, they're smart enough to know, turn off your phone sometimes. Turn off the Twitter app. And yeah, there's a non-zero chance that Natasha Howard's wife starts saying stuff on Twitter. We don't know. But that doesn't matter. That should not matter. Like, the Dijonay thing was an issue because you could see it was affecting Melissa. Like, that was an issue. And I hope them being on the same team in Dallas works out okay. But for this, these were the best possible... Fever were the best possible fit for both of these players. And who the hell cares? And I mean this. As a basketball fan, who the hell cares what a player looks like or where they are from? These people obviously do. These people that are pretend basketball journalists, and because very few people wanted to cover the WNBA before this year, they are pretend basketball people who don't know anything about the sport and want to make basketball about anything but basketball. Don't want to talk about basketball. They want to talk about everything. And I will always bring back the WNBA itself having a Twitter space about Rookie of the Year in June, and the name Caitlin Clark was not mentioned. An hour and a half space about Rookie of the Year. Nika Mule got shouts for Rookie of the Year. At this stage, she'd only played like one WNBA game at this stage because of the visa issue. She only played in like one game. And Nika Mule got shouts. Why did Nika Mule get shouts? Because they based their Rookie of the Year calls on aura and pre-game fits. It was between Reese and Cameron Brink because of aura and pre-game fits. Caitlin Clark did not get a mention once in the space. And that's the thing, is like, these old people, and there's a person who keeps getting like pushed by the league itself, like getting opportunities with the league itself, that keeps mentioning, that genuinely just keeps mentioning that letting you know, if you see me in public, just letting you know that I carry. Like someone will like question a basketball take and they will respond with that. And the WNBA are actually giving them opportunities. And the problem is, like, there was a marketing budget and nobody wanted to take the money. And these networks were paying people, and a lot of people didn't want these jobs, and they wanted someone that was watching WNBA, and these people did that job. And in fairness to these people, they're good in front of the camera. They're pretty decent in front of the camera. So I'm not going to question that. But it was never about basketball. And the problem with this sports league becoming bigger is that now it's all about basketball, and they're confused and shocked. The players are making decisions about basketball. The vast majority of players in this league only care more about the sport. When they're making decisions about basketball, only care about basketball. And that's a fact. It's a fact that was shown by what the FIFA just did. But anyway, I'll see you guys.